Simple.
When you first get up in front of an audience and you look around the room, you see all those eyes out there. It can feel like you're being hunted. And as Lawrence mentioned, when an animal's hunted, it usually has one of three different reactions. One reaction is to freeze. Just think about deer in the headlights. They just freeze. Sometimes even a car can hit them. Or fight. You had a bear charging. Bears are all about fighting when they're hunted. Or even flight. What about a flock of pigeons? When you come across them, they just go. They're just gone. Now, when I was, many years ago, got up to speak in front of people, I would have all three of those reactions, depending upon where it was in my speech. When I first came up on stage, my first reaction would be to freeze. And then I just kind of stand there and think, maybe if I just remain absolutely still, nobody will notice me, and I won't have to speak at all. As you probably guessed, that strategy didn't work out too well, so I had to go into something else. That's where fight started to occur. And I started to feel like I was fighting with the audience. So from the very beginning, it was all about a big defensive struggle. Back and forth, I kept thinking, okay, nobody get too near me. I could get my block knocked off, but I'm going to be ready. I didn't say I was a good fighter. I just fought the whole time. And then, when the whole speech was over, it was just flight. Quickly as I could, I just got off the stage. And that happened over and over again. Now, as you know, in Toastmasters, you learn about vocal variety and gestures and getting to the point, those sort of things. And I did those okay. But still, every speech, freeze, fight, flight. And it got to be annoying. And it got to be debilitating. And it got to be tiring and really kind of depressing. And I started thinking, as years went by, I'm just not getting any better, and I don't know why. I don't understand it. What's going on? I mean, I'm getting better as a speaker, but I still have these weird reactions when I get up on stage. How do I get rid of it? How do I stop that? I just can't do it by myself. So I thought, okay, I've got to get a mentor. I've got to get somebody to help me. You ever done that? You don't know quite what you're doing, so get somebody to help you out. Maybe you've gotten a mentored business or something like that. Yeah, exactly. So you go to somebody else who can help you out. In this case, I heard about a guy called Craig Valentine. He was a world champion speaker, which meant he'd become the best speaker in Toastmasters from all over the world. So I thought, this guy could help me. So Craig Valentine became my virtual mentor. Virtual mentor. And that just means that I got his DVDs and his books and his videos and all of that sort of stuff. Went through and got it all, and started going through it and learning more about it. And one day, Craig Valentine announced, I am releasing a book called World Class Speaking. It contains all of my speaking tips, all the information you've heard here. It's all going to be in that book. I thought, gotta get that book. Gotta get the book. Like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. So that sort of feeling. You ever have that feeling you just have to get a particular book? I'm talking about it. You just have to get it. Maybe for some people, Harry Potter was one of those books. You just had to get it in your hands, physically get it. And that's where I was with this book. I just figured, where is this book? I had to find it. So I looked all over the different bookstores around Chicagoland. And one day, I found it. I found a bookstore that had the book. And there it was. I saw it up on the shelf. It was a red trade paperback with World Class Speaking in white letters written on it. And it was like the book spoke to me. The book said, Tim, here I am with the secret to how to get rid of all your nervousness on stage. I said, book, what is the answer? And the book said, idiot, buy the book and you'll find out. I thought, yeah, probably makes sense. So I got the book. Started looking through it. And the book had a really important point that I never thought about before. It said most people on stage They think it's all about them, and they think it's kind of a performance. You figure you've got to do something on stage. And unfortunately, unless you're a tap dancer, unless you're a singer, unless you're some sort of vocal person, tap dancer, or singer, or those are good. You really can't perform. But what the book pointed out is that all you have to do is to create a conversation with your audience. Create a conversation with your audience. Just a back and forth conversation. That simply means that you talk on stage, and you give the audience a chance to talk. And it goes back and forth and back and forth. And in doing that, you take all the pressure off of you, because conversations aren't pressureful, right? There's no big deal about a conversation. You're a conversation on these problems. In fact, if you think about your average conversation, very rarely you're in a conversation and you freeze. You don't say, "Hey, Tom, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. Wonderful day." You probably don't do that. Similar, your reaction to a conversation is not to fight. "Tom, nice seeing you. Let's talk." Whatever you want to talk about. Fight doesn't make any sense in a conversation. In the same way, flight. You don't just get into the conversation and say, "Okay, Tom, great talking to you, but I gotta go." Not gonna happen in a conversation. So if you create a conversation with the audience, all the nervousness, the fight, the flight, the fright, all of that goes away. And you're more confident, more aware on stage. So start doing that, creating a conversation with the audience, back and forth conversation. As it happened, my nervousness went away, my concern went away, became more confident on stage, more aware, and it just became easier to talk. And simpler for my audience too. And you can do the same thing. Just create a conversation with your audience. Back and forth conversation. Make sure you include the audience in your speech as you're going, and you'll find yourself more aware, more certain, more focused, and more in charge on stage. So if you do get up there and you feel hunted or worried or nervous in front of people, you're not quite sure what to do, just remember, create a conversation with your audience.
Okay, thank you, Tim. That concludes our speeches. Okay.